Have you ever judged someone without knowing their history or their background, and you judge them? In this episode, we're going to explain why everyone is fighting a battle that you don't see.
And we're going to also give you some practical tips and steps also to help you overcome some of those things as well.
So, stay tuned.
How y'all doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Good Neighbors Show. Welcome. I was about to say I am mine and I am Dre.
No,
we got to get away from that.
No, we're not doing that no more.
Thank you.
We're not doing that one no
So
more.
everyone is fighting a battle we don't see. That is what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to be giving you some practical steps as well to be able to help you overcome some of these things. So let's jump into it.
All right. Have you ever judged somebody and you didn't know what they were going through? Because sometimes we see certain people and then we look at them and we basically give them that basic outlook on what we think they are, not knowing their story or who they are. Sometimes you have to take a step back and realize that they may be going through something that you may not be knowing about.
So in a sense, it's like we judging what we don't understand.
Correct.
At first hand. So we're looking what we say the outside looking in, right?
Looking in, correct.
So sometimes it's understandable also when you think about it, because depending on where you come from, we're known to assume, right? This person got this because of this. This person has a 2-family household and is living a nice life. I wish I had 2 parents, but you're on the outside looking in. You don't know what the details are necessarily within that situation, right? So we gonna help you, try and get up out of that and understand what are the things that you actually are doing, that what it looks like, pretty much.
Correct. So first impressions make a big situation bigger than what it is. Because you may see someone and you see them and you basically, because we all do it, the first thing you do is you just go on the defense of this person is this way. I don't want to be associated with them because it doesn't align with my views or who I am as a person.
Yeah.
Not knowing that person is who they are because whatever traumatic incident that they may have had that have created the person that they are now. So instead of judging them first, slowly find out ways and understanding who they are before you make those quick judgments.
Yes, that make a lot of sense. And so while we're talking about the topic of social media hides reality.
It does.
Right? So not everything you see on social media is necessarily what is perceived to be.
Correct.
A lot of times it's ads. There's purposes. There's different purposes for there's different reasons for different things, right? So, just be aware that social media in some instances that's a false sense of reality.
Yeah, it's not what I get it. We see it, the lavish lifestyle, multiple girls around, endless amounts of money, and all the whole kit and caboodle of what you may think that lifestyle entangles.
You want to make $20,000 every 5 minutes?
We got a way to show you how to make it, though. You've heard it.
Subscribe and pay $150,000 and we'll teach you.
The whole kit and caboodle. And you sometimes, because if you don't have that kind of discernment, you like, I'm down on my luck. I'm missing this, I'm missing that. I have this going on. Maybe this is a good way of basically just getting to the bag in a nutshell. And in the same time, you slowly realize it's not as easy as it is.
Yeah, it's not. It really isn't.
And when you find that out afterwards, and you basically get dropped off in the briar patch, you're like, Dad, why did I follow that? And you followed it because what you seen was these people living that lifestyle, and you want to achieve it, but you don't look at their backstory of why they're doing what they're doing or why they're bad now. Because you see the stories of people living it up, and as fast as you see them living it up is as fast as you see them dropping down.
Amen.
So now you see them dropping down, and you're trying to figure out why are they in that position. It's because it was a facade, and because we're fighting a battle we don't see within ourselves. The facade is what pays them. Do they care about who they are, or how they live, and how they're going to receive anything afterwards? No, because they just want that go moment. But with that go moment, it's going to drop you down, and it's going to lead you to depression. Because guess what? That amount of money that you had before, you don't have it now.
Financial stress, grief, health challenges, family struggles.
The whole kit and caboodle. It all starts to accumulate within each other because you didn't take the time to realize that I need to see myself and not to see others.
Oh, man. I'm only pausing right now because, going through some of those things, just remembering that, you really do have to put yourself first, and you're only as good as to others as you are to yourself, right? So that, seriously. And you don't understand that, right? Like, even in leadership, when you're in a leadership position, you have to be strong in order to be able to make sure that you have a strong team. So you don't have the same, opportunities. You don't have the same positioning to show certain sides in front of certain people in a lot of cases and moments. So you really have to hone certain things in to be able to possess that pure, true leadership. And what we're talking about now is some of these things where sometimes you can't show family struggles, you can't show these challenges, you can't show internal buildup or stress, because that's going to break the chain, right? So, or the links, you're gonna be the weak link, right? So sometimes, like I said, as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, leadership, you really have to pay attention to some of these situations.
You can't hide the situations that you're going through because they're going to be visibly seen.
Yeah.
So what you're going to have to do is you have to understand that not only you, but everybody else has their own thing that they are going through. And yours might be small compared to others, or maybe yours are bigger than others, the things that you're going through. But at the same time, once you realize a situation, the goal is to find some kind of outreach program as well as that. You might even find a program. You may find a mentor. You may find a teacher that maybe you still are connected with, a veteran, or somebody that can understand that you're not doing this by yourself.
I would throw in there a well-connected church, and not just any church. Go to a different bunch of churches if need, right? And find one that fits for you, that fits your environment, that fits what you're looking for, that fits the crowd. Don't just go to any church and think that you're going to find that. Yes, it is possible.
And we're not just going to say any church, whatever your belief system that it may be.
Yes.
Find someone that can give you some better understanding than what you may have. And guess what? With that, piggyback off that and bounce around until you can find something that may fit you.
Reason it is because a lot of cities, a lot of states, we're losing a lot of these resources.
Yes, we are.
And in some places, your only resource now is starting to become that, right? So that's why I did decide to make that. I threw that out there.
Oh, yeah, I can
but if
see
you
that.
have YMCA's, if you have mentorships,
any kind of mentorship
programs,
programs,
free
correct.
programs, paid programs. You know, if you can't pay for a program, look for in the back. If you go to work, you know, look for a 1-800 number on a wall. You know, there's plenty.
Extracurricular activities.
Yes, sir.
Because extracurricular activities will not only lead you to more people, but it will also probably lead you to mentorship and leadership.
Yes, sir.
So you want to look into those offsprings of that, because you don't want to just be stuck in a bubble and figuring out how I'm going to do this by myself. Because you have to remember, as
I'm gonna throw one more out there while he's holding off. If you're social, free events. I cannot tell you how many times I have went to a free event and the connections that I have encountered that will give you some great resources right at your fingertips, right? So free events is so
Free
great.
events,
If you're
yeah.
social, if you're sociable, I'm telling you, free events is really, 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 really good.
because there are people that are out there that are willing to help you.
Yes, sir.
And,
It is.
And the first thing you have to do is take that step and ask for help.
The first thing you have to do is also trust yourself and accept and know that you need the help. You're willing to accept the help and to reach out. You have to trust the process and trust yourself.
This is one of those episodes that's basically telling you, if you watch our previous episode of jumping off the porch and going into the unknown. Jumping off the porch and going out and finding things and observing things, and maybe finding someone that can give you a better outlook on what you see, because it's going to be foreign to you because you're not understanding and knowing. But there's someone out there. It may not be that preacher. It may not be that teacher. It may be, and I'll go back to what I said before, it may be that person that's on the corner with knowledge that have seen some things that can give you something that's going to benefit you. So you're going to need those kind of situations to help you find out not only who you are, but what they're going through. Because everybody, you see, like I just said, you've seen that man on the corner. You don't know how he got there. Did he lose his wife? Was it something medical? Did he have a mental instability? We don't know, but the first thing we see is a man laying on the ground. We don't know. So once you take that step back, and if you decide to ask that person, how did you get here? What made you get here? Not only will it help you find a way to deter yourself to get away from that, but maybe you can find other outlets of helping that person get out of it.
So while we're speaking on help, we want to give you some practical steps to be able to give you some opportunities
You gotta have some
to
steps.
be able to
We have to have stuff. We just
overcome.
can't give you Debbie Downer.
Yes, sir.
Why you in the funk that you are in?
So, I'm gonna lead off first. So the first one is listen before you speak. Right. So when we're talking about judging someone and looking from the outside looking in, you don't understand, you don't know first, right? So before we start assuming anything, right, just listen. Be quiet. Hear what's being spoken of. Actually, look at your environment
and a lot
too.
of us have that issue.
Yes,
We do not want to. There is something that stirs up your spirit that when someone says something to you that touches you, and you don't want to admit that, you be like, you know what, you right. What's the first thing we do? We get defensive. Because that means it's hitting a mark. It's hitting a nerve. So our first thing is to act out and react.
Correct.
Even though it may be right, we don't want to hear that it's right.
Also, if you're loquacious, if you're a talkative person, I know we love to talk. I know it. But sometimes you have to be
You might want to
silent. You have to be silent in some cases to really listen.
A running mouth has a listening ear.
I'm telling you. So so I'm speaking and I'm trying to give you all different type of angles, right?
Right.
But if you're a talkative person, just understand it's nothing. It's nothing wrong with being silent. It is nothing wrong with being silent. If anything, that's one of the most powerful skills ever. Is silence. So
There was a time that we can go back to. See, now I got to dig into the history back. There was a time where what people would do is when they would be having a conversation, they would turn their body and give you their ear to hear what you're actually saying. It wasn't a disrespect thing, you know what I'm saying? Before I jump out the box on you, let me hear what you actually saying.
Yep.
So when I hear what you're saying and I comprehend what you're saying, I react. Sometimes we need to stop, turn, and listen. And to hear what you're saying. Because sometimes we get into positions where we think we hear something that we don't actually hear. And we jump out the window for it. And then you like, oh, it was a misinterpretation, or it was something that wasn't as much as you thought it was because you didn't hear it. Because first of all, you let your emotions get the best of you. And you didn't calm down and have discernment to listen to what that person was saying. I have a better argument with you if I understand what you're saying. I have a better way of combating what you're saying, articulate with vernacular and understanding what you're saying, compared to you saying something to me and I jump off the porch and I want to be aggressive towards you. Because that's how a lot of situations happen. Because we don't pay attention. We pick bits and pieces of what we hear to fit our agenda, and that's what we roll with.
And going into that, this is my second practical step. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself to others. We don't know the other person's journey. We don't know the other person's steps. We don't know the other person ups, their downs. We don't know their support system. We do not know. So when it comes down to listen before you speak, then it's now stop comparing yourself. Like, these are the like, you don't know half the battles. Listen, I had to stop putting myself on him. I had to stop putting myself on my family. I had to stop putting myself on friends, because I was comparing if I can overcome or do something just as easily or fast or short or whatever the case may be, they can do the same thing because they went through some of the similar stuff. But at the same time, I'm not them and they're not me. And that's not a bad thing, right? What I'm getting at is their life, what their emotions are, what they entail, what they endure is totally different than what I can endure and take. So me comparing, oh, why that person can't do this, or somebody, oh man, I see you got another car. I see you got another. Yo, you don't know you don't know the details. So
all I see is the visual of the outcome. I don't know what you had to do to get that.
This is good.
And because I don't know what you had to do to get that, my first inclination is basically, he got it before me. Well, maybe that person did get it before you, but you don't know what it took for them to get that. Long hours, early, what I used to say, late nights, early mornings. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the grind don't stop for some people that want something that they want to achieve. And because you want to achieve that, it's going to take a little bit of ostracization. You're going to ostracize yourself from certain people because you have a goal that you want to meet. For people that don't have goals, that are just living in the moment, they're going to ride that wave until that wave basically hit the shore. But for people that want something and want to achieve something, it's going to hurt. It's going to take late nights. It's going to take early mornings. It's going to take your body being tired. It's going to take sometimes missing certain kind of events for family, sports, whatever it may be.
This is amazing.
and you have to understand that it's not, depending on who you are a cornerstone of what they see. And because you are that cornerstone, some people follow you. Not only just people that you work with, family, young cousins, nephews, nieces, younger siblings, even older siblings, anybody in that aspect, once they see that you're a hard charger and how you do things, that may motivate them, or it's going to make them think that you are better than them. But at the same time, it's not about me being better, it's about me having a position within myself where I am comfortable.
Leading into the third step, giving yourself grace. Give yourself grace.
Give yourself some grace.
So we talked about these battles. We're talking about a lot of the things that we hold within ourselves: the depression, the grief, the financial stress. But at the same time, when we're fighting to overcome these things and we're pushing, and like my man just said, you're a goal pusher. You're motivated. You know what you want, right? You have to give yourself some grace because you're taking in a lot of stuff. You're taking in how I'm going to handle this family, how I'm going to handle this money, how I'm going to handle this bill. I need to get these sales. I need to get the work. It's a lot. Life is a lot alone.
Life is a lot.
Entrepreneurship is a lot. Being married is a lot. Being a single parent is a lot. Being single is a lot. There's nothing in this world that is little except for rest, and sometimes that's a lot.
And sometimes that rest might not be enough.
Again,
But you still progress and you go through, and this is why we're telling everyone that we don't know the battles that you are going through.
but give yourself some grace.
So give yourself some
Because
grace.
you may not know or understand it, but you are doing a great job. You have overcome and you have made great steps.
You've
made great progress. You have overcome so many obstacles that if you literally write them down on paper, you will be astonished about the things that you have overcame. So give yourself some grace in the position that you're in right now, because I'm telling you, when you look back, you will say, wow, I have came a really long way. A very, very, very long way. That goes into the next step. When we're talking about writing things down on paper, journal. Write stuff down. Keep a small pocketbook. I'm out of frame right now. Keep a pocketbook like this. There's another one somewhere, but I'm not going to get up and be out of frame. I see it right there also. But keep you a nice journal. Something, if it's a pocketbook.
Keep you a journal. Keep you a will book. I've mentioned this before, even at work. Write down the things that you have done. So when it actually is time, when your name is called, will you be ready? So guess what? When they call you into that room and they say, hey, we want to do the so-and-so, and you bring out your little book in your back pocket, well, I took care of this, I took care of this. And this is, not only did you say what you took care of, I'm going to give you the numbers. Well, actually, when we took a hold of that product, it was $345 worth this amount of money. When I took care of this amount of money. They want to see not only are you capable of doing it, but how you're able to do it. And they love numbers because guess what? You're handling that product. There was a time when I was stationed in Spain and I told them I was in charge of a $5 million dispatch machine. They looked at me like, what? I said, yeah. I had to learn, I had to walk through it, blah, blah, blah. Write this stuff down because you never know when it may come in handy.
Record your emotions. Record how you felt at those moments. Record your ups, your downs. I would say record a lot.
Just keep a diary.
Yeah.
Be that young teenager from
diary.
From the TV shows that you used to watch on ABC. Keep a diary because guess what? You never know. And guess what? When it is your time to go, you actually have some type of documentation of that it wasn't just you just being sporadic.
Yep. Last, I want to say is seek personal help. So I know it sounds great. Listen before you speak. stop comparing yourself, give yourself grace, journal these things down and write stuff down. But a lot of times you may not know how to do all this.
You just may need some help.
You may need to seek free counseling, seek therapy, seek just some sort of counsel. I don't know what that looks like to you. You know what I mean? That's why I'm just trying to throw random things out there.
Even
but
if it's not like getting actual physical help.
Guidance. Seek someone that specialize in something that you are in need of. Because now when it goes down to why it makes sense to journal, when you go seek this counselor, when you seek this therapist or whomever it is, you have a journal to actually express yourself, to let this person know where you're coming from before you just start meeting them and just go down a whole list of stuff, rabbit hole.
And trying to figure out which each one is. Once you pull out that notebook, this is what I think. I'm in a position
it helps
right now,
them.
I'm in a position right now where I have to make sure I write things down, so when I have to go to the doctors, they know what's going on. Well, this is what I'm having going on this way. They understand it.
Yep.
So why won't you write those things down for yourself on a daily basis? Because guess what? Why not? What's stopping you?
And what is going to yield is a better result for your diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
You will get a better prescription. You will be prescribed what you really need. You will be given what is needed versus just somebody throwing something out there. And then guess what? You're upset because you're like, why would you say that? I don't need that. Mm-hmm. I need this. You're giving them what they need already because it's written down. So now they're going to automatically know what it is, pinpointing the exact cause, root cause of your problem.
And also, if you need a second opinion, it's always good to bring somebody that you're close with, that you're with.
Yep.
That can give you that can also give you understanding, because you can only give 5 things, but that person that's with you can give them 10 or 12.
Yes, sir.
To realize that, you know what I'm saying, oh, I didn't know that, I didn't know that, but this is what I seen, that what you were going through. So with that being said, when you don't know the battle that someone is going into, take a step back and think before you speak, because we quick. And some people may think that's something fly, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he quick, he off the whim with it and all that kind of stuff. No, sometimes you might need to sit down, sit back, and just shut up and just watch. Because sometimes that first inclination that you're given to speak to somebody, it may not be the right thing. It may not be what they need. You just coming off with it off the top of your head because you believe is what they need to hear. But sometimes it may not be the right thing. So you have to understand that everyone handles things not only different, but they handle it in their own way.
Yeah.
But if you're able to add some kind of extra flavor to that vanilla ice cream cone, if you want it, if that honesty need to be the sprinkles, if that truth need to be the cherries, if that confidence need to be that fudge, be that. Because people may need that more than you know. You may need it more than you know.
Challenge of the week.
Challenge of the week. This week, before you judge someone, take a step back and observe the whole situation. Don't jump off a whim with it, just saying what you want. Think about it before you say it. Because what you say may be something that they need to hear and elevate them and better themselves, because they may not have had someone tell them anything at all. So be that person. Smile at people. You'll be amazed how that smile that you give to someone helps them.
It counts. I understand.
Because you don't know who don't know that they are loved.
And it's hard when you don't. It's hard when you don't receive, right? But at the same time, when you're filled with resilience, when you're filled with strength,
determination,
when you're filled with determination, you can't be selfish. right? And I thank you for this last challenge because it's a huge reflection of some things that I've been doing wrong within my own self. I'm a man, a believer of continuous improvement, continuous progress. So this helps me get to another level of step up in my journey. So I'm a endure and here with this challenge as well. Instead of me always assuming that somebody can do something or can't do something, I just have to just sit back and just, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I
So
understand
I appreciate this challenge, and it's crazy because I sound down and out, but let me get back to being happy because because this is really what it's about. It's about being enthused and being happy with growth, no matter what it looks like, right? So be happy that you're not in a good position because in order to be able to go up and not plateau, you got to be somewhere at the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that don't necessarily mean you got to be rock bottom. So everybody, y'all do have a blessed day. Please hit the like, comment, subscribe button. Hit the comments down below. Do whatever you need to do to contact us. Look forward to our next video. We look forward to speaking to you again. And y'all have a blessed day.
All right, we appreciate you guys. And remember, when you come into the neighborhood, you can always be you with us. Remember to reach out, not because you want to, because you want to be a person that understands what's going on.
Peace. I like this episode.